Hello everyone, this is John Chow from johnchow.com and welcome to another webinar. Today, my guest is the founder and CEO of LeadPages, Clay Collins. So Clay, are you there?
I am here. Thanks for having me, John.
All right, Clay, thank you for coming. For those who don't know, Clay, like I said, is the founder and CEO of LeadPages. LeadPages is one of the best page capture page, squeeze page generation software I ever used. I've been using them for I guess a good 6 months now, and I gotta tell you, it's been a real time saver and pretty much a lifesaver for my business. And Clay's gonna show us how to use his service and his software and other techniques to basically increase our lead capture, drive more leads to our business, and basically just make more money, right? So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Clay and let him take over and tell us about everything.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for that introduction, John. So let's just get into this. We're going to be talking about the four most important web pages in your online business and how to tweak them to really skyrocket your revenue in the next 3 months. And in a lot of ways, I'm going to be giving you a business plan for how to do this and walking you like kind of step by step on how to do what you need to do. So before we get into this, I am wondering if everyone could hear me. So just in the questions box, if you could just let me know that you can hear me, that would be awesome. I think someone said yes, 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 yes. Okay, awesome. So it is an honor and a privilege to be here. And so before we get into this, I kind of want to tell you the backstory behind why I created this webinar and why I'm about to share what I'm going to share. So back in the day, I knew that we wanted to double our revenue as a business. I knew we wanted to double it. And I started thinking about all the different ways to double our revenue. And the first thought I had was that if I wanted to double our revenue, the first approach to this was doubling our traffic. And I thought if I could only double our traffic, then I would double the amount of money we make from our websites, right? If everything stays consistent, we double our traffic, we're going to double our revenue. So I went out and I started blogging more. I did more on social media. I started doing some more search engine optimization and a whole bunch of things. And after all this work, in a couple months, we had increased our revenue at about 20%, right? And as a result of growing our traffic 20%, we grew our revenue 20%. But that wasn't the doubling of revenue we wanted to do. That was only about a 20% increase as a result of increasing our traffic 20%. And actually, it's very, very difficult to double the amount of traffic that you already have. So the next thought I had was if I want to double my revenue as a business, maybe I could do that by doubling the conversion rate on our sales pages. And this was several years ago when I was mostly a service-oriented business. So I went out and in an attempt to double our revenue, I tried to double the conversion rate on our sales pages. And I ended up opening up my text editor and I started rewriting my sales pages. And after 5 minutes, I was just kind of like, ugh, like I just didn't want to do it. I'm the kind of person, I don't know if you're the same, but I'm the kind of person where after I've written my sales page, I really don't want to rewrite it again. I kind of just want to it's really hard to redo your sales page once you've already done it. And actually, it was we had done some A/B split testing and stuff up to that point. So it really didn't look like I was going to successfully rewrite that sales page so we could double our revenue. So then the next thought I had was, what if I could double my revenue by doubling the percentage of people that come to my website that end up opting in, right? So maybe I can't double my traffic and maybe I can't double the conversion rate on my sales page, but what if I doubled the percentage of people that came to my website that ended up opting into my list? So what I did that night was I went to one of our opt-in pages and I played around with it a little bit and I messed around with a few different things. And after about a half an hour, I had made some tweaks to one of my opt-in pages. And I went to bed for the night. And when I woke up the next day, we had doubled the opt-in rate to that opt-in page. and it was the main opt-in page in our website. And as a result of this, we ended up doubling that month, right? That month we actually ended up doubling the revenue to our business. So what I did was I took that strategy of increasing the opt-in rate on one of my opt-in pages, and I went systematically to all my websites, and I added more opportunities for people to opt in, and I also increased the opt-in rate of my existing pages. So I added more opt-in pages, and I added more opportunities for people to opt in, and I tweaked my existing pages. And as a result of doing this, we not only doubled our revenue that first month, but we doubled our revenue the next month. And then we doubled our revenue by, again, going to more websites, adding more opt-in pages, and adding more opt-in opportunities. We doubled our revenue, then we doubled it again, then we doubled it again, and then we almost doubled it again for the fourth month in a row. So we almost 16x'd our revenue, right? So we doubled the first time, that was 2x, then we doubled the doubling, so that was 4x, then we doubled the doubling, that was 8x, and we almost doubled the 8x, right? We almost got to 16x. It ended up being about 15x. And so the purpose of this webinar is to show you what we did to create that almost 16x increase in revenue. It was a 15x increase in revenue. So this is kind of like a case study of what we did. And my hope with this webinar is that what we did over the course of about 4 months, you know, doubled it and then doubled it and doubled it and doubled it, that what we did over the course of, you know, a few months, that you'll be able to do at least once or twice in the next 6 months. So I'm going to be talking about how we did this and kind of the 4 web pages that we implemented and tweaked to make this happen. I want to thank people for coming. I saw registrations pour in from all over the world, and I was just blown away by how people had responded to the opportunity to be on this webinar. There's people here from all over the world, from Europe, from Australia, from Africa, from Central and South America, etc., New Zealand. So I'm going to thank everyone for coming and for doing what you needed to do here, you know, to be here, whether it's getting babysitters or having to rearrange schedules. I want you to know that I really respect the effort that you've gone to make sure that you're here today, and I'm absolutely going to honor that and show up for you. I also want to thank some of my customers who decided to come today. Every time we do one of these webinars, we have a number of customers that decide to come in support of the work that we're doing in the world, and in support of this movement. So I want to thank you guys for coming as well. I want to let you know that this is a live webinar. Sometimes these are like painfully live webinars, so hopefully this won't be a painfully live webinar. It'll just be a live webinar. But go ahead and enter questions as soon as you have them. So again, this isn't an automated webinar or anything like this. This is absolutely live. And I can't promise you that I'll answer your questions as soon as you have them, but I can promise you this, or I can promise you 2 things. The first thing I can promise you is that I will be reading your questions as they come in, and I will answer every single type of question that you ask. I'll answer every single type of question that you asked, either during the course of the webinar or at the end. The second thing I can promise you is that I will be reading your questions as they come in, and if there is an opportunity to answer your question during the natural course of the webinar, like if I can embed an answer to your question into the webinar as I'm going along, then I will absolutely do that. So what is this call going to do for you? Well, during the next bit of time that we have together, I'm going to be giving you a step-by-step business plan that you know, I hope will allow you to double or hopefully quadruple your business results or your business in the next 2 to 3 months. And I used to charge for the kind of information that, you know, I put 12 here, but we've actually been able to do it much faster. I used to charge for the kind of information that I'm going to be giving you here today, but I no longer sell information products anymore. We're a software company. So it's not like we have this book of secrets and there's like this book of like 10 marketing secrets and I can only give you like 3 on this webinar because I'm going to try and sell you a book of like 8 marketing secrets at the end, right? So I have no incentive to hold anything back. So if I can answer a question that you have about marketing, I will absolutely give it to you. I'm gonna be really giving you everything I have. So we're going to go for about an hour and a half. Again, there's no informational tease. I have no motivation whatsoever to like only give you a piece of the puzzle in the hopes that you'll buy the rest from me. If there's something I can tell you, I'm going to be telling you. We're going to run for about an hour and a half. Type in your questions as soon as you think about them, and we'll get started. So a little bit of a background on me. John said this earlier, but I am the co-founder and the CEO of LeadPages. We're a software company. You know, we're not as big as like Google, but we're not as small as others. We're about 30 people in size right now, and we're absolutely dedicated to making awesome stuff that really helps you out. So rather than spend forever talking about myself and what I do and leading up to this, let's just get into this. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this presentation. So I'm going to be showing you the LeadPages system, and this is basically that system that I was talking about earlier that allowed us to double our revenue, then double it again, then double it again, and then double it again by focusing on opt-in pages in our business and increasing the conversion rate on the opt-in and lead generation pages in our business. So we're going to be focusing on 4 pages and on 4 pages only. And so what we're going to do now is we're just going to look at each of these pages and how they fit into the overall system. So the first page that I want to talk to you about is what I call the resource guide landing page. Okay, the resource guide landing page. And this is an example of a resource guide landing page. And it's called the resource guide landing page because what it is doing is allowing people to download a list of resources after they opt in. So on this page, it says, free report reveals the 5 dirt cheap tools I use to create all my videos, including my $80 HD video camera. So people opt in here and they get a list of resources. It's super simple. Let me just show you. I'm on John's site right now. So let me just show you what people get when they opt in on this page, right? So here it's saying we're going to give them the 5 dirt cheap tools I use to create all my videos. And when they opt in, they get this list of resources, right? So they opt in here, and they get this list of resources. And here's what kills me, all right? Here's what absolutely floors me. This page, which, you know, it took me about 3 minutes to write the copy on this page, and it took me about 10 minutes to write up this list of resources. So this page that took me about 3 minutes here and about 10 minutes here, right? So let's just say 20 minutes total, but let's round up to a half an hour. So this whole thing took me about a half an hour of work. And this page outconverts any other opt-in page, any other evergreen opt-in page in our business. And this is why it floors me. I have spent literally a month before creating an ebook to give away, an entire month creating an ebook. And yet this page, where it took me 3 minutes to write this headline and about 10 minutes to write this list of resources, so this thing that took me, let's just say round up and say a half an hour, this thing that took me a half an hour to do outperforms opt-in pages where I'm giving away a 100-page ebook. Another thing that kind of floors me about this is that back in the day, I took about 3 weeks to create a enormously valuable video course. And that video course came with about, I think it came with 8 videos. It might have been 10, but it came with at least 8 videos. It came with transcripts of the videos. It came with checklists and mind maps and worksheets. And I spent 3 whole weeks of my life creating this course. And yet, this one page, which, you know, just is a simple opt-in page, 3 minutes to write the copy here, and it took me about, again, 10 minutes to create this. This whole thing that took me 30 minutes to create has built my business and built my list more than that course that took me 3 entire weeks to create. So this kind of thing is incredibly high leverage. So let's talk a little bit about the psychology behind why this page converts so well. Well, the first reason why this is the best performing evergreen landing page we've ever used is that it doesn't require someone to process too much information, right? Someone doesn't have to watch a 3-minute video or write an entire or read an entire page of copy, right? Someone doesn't have to consume a lot of content in order to figure out if they want to opt in here, right? They simply have to figure out whether or not they want to know the top 5 dirt cheap tools I use to create all my videos, right? Also, someone doesn't have to watch a 5-minute video or a 3-minute video in order to figure out if they want to opt in. They simply have to read this and figure out whether or not they want to know the top tools I use to create all my videos. So it's very simple. The second reason why this page converts better than any other evergreen page I've ever used before is that everyone wants to know the tools that you're using. We have this belief as human beings that if we only had the tools that the pros had, then we would get the same results that the pros get. And in a lot of cases, that actually turns out to be true, right? That if we have the tools that pros are using, that we get the same results that pros are getting. And in fact, it is part of human psychology to want to know the tools that other people are using and that the pros are using. And we have this belief that most people have this belief that they would rather acquire a tool than acquire a skill. So if you can tell people the tools that they need to accomplish something, they're generally going to want that. And in fact, the best-selling issues of magazines like Golf Digest, in Camping Magazine, and Photography Magazine, the best-selling issues of these magazines typically are the gear guides, right? The issues of the magazines that tell you like the top 20 cameras to get, point and shoot cameras to get. Or for Running Magazine, they'll often have the gear guide where they tell you the best cross-country running shoes, the best trail running shoes, the best marathon running shoes. They'll have these categories. And those issues sell incredibly well because everyone wants to know the tools they need to accomplish something. Also, a page like this outperforms webinar registration pages much of the time because not everyone wants to attend a webinar and can make the date, right? Not everyone is as dedicated to what they're doing as you guys are by being here today. So this kind of page can be incredibly, incredibly powerful. And here are some examples, right, of these magazines that sell so well that tell you the gear to use, right? 230 boots, right? So here's outside buyer's guide. 325 torture-tested products. People love to know what they need. Here's one for comics, right? It's the comic buyer's guide. Here's one for golf, right? Golf equipment buyer's guide. People eat this stuff up. Everyone wants to know the tools to use. Here's another one, bicycling buyer's guide, right? Compare specs and pricing, over 18,000 bikes. Fall winter minimalist shoe buying guide, right, for trail runners and such. And here's one. You can do this in niche markets. I do this in the tiniest little markets. The same psychology applies. Here's one, 2013 Sprinter RV buyer's guide, right? All the 2013 models all in one source. And it's so much easier to create something like this than to come up with a 100-page ebook or something like that. So again, why is this kind of thing working so well, right? Well, it outperforms free reports because a lot of folks are experiencing information overload and they simply don't want something else to read. Like, I would be more likely to hire a business coach for $1,000 a month or $3,000 a month than I would be to read a 100-page ebook with a bunch of concepts that I have to like wrestle through, right? I'd rather just do something that's quick and easy. Also, this kind of buyer's guide, right, where you give people a list of resources, it outperforms video opt-in bribes or video lead magnets, because the perceived value of video lead magnets or video bribes, where someone opts in to get a video, has gone down a lot recently due to the proliferation of launches and lack of time. Like, not everyone wants to watch a 15-minute talking head video. Also, this kind of page, right, this kind of page, outperforms opt-ins for free coaching sessions, which goes to show that greater value does not equal higher conversion rates, right? So what I'm saying is, back in the day, I allowed people to opt in order to get a 30-minute coaching session from me one-on-one. And yet, this page converts better, has a higher conversion rate than forums where people could opt in to get a free 30-minute coaching session from me, which again goes to show, and I would write this down, there is no correlation between how long it takes you to create your lead magnet and your conversion rate, right? Just because you spent a year poring over something you're going to give away does not mean you're going to have a higher opt-in rate. So the time to benefit ratio for creating one of these things is incredibly, incredibly high. You can create one of these in minutes. So let me just bring this down here. So you can create one of these things in minutes. You can create something like this for your business. So let's brainstorm different resource guide opt-in pages that you can create for your business that's going to skyrocket your list building and skyrocket your lead generation. So if you're, and I just came up with this on a whim, like just the other day, I just came down and I wrote a bunch of these down, like just off the top of my head. So if you're a real estate agent, on a page like this, your headline might be something like this: Resource Guide, the top 5 safest credit boosting home loans of this year, right? You could give people this list of resources where they would opt in to get this list of resources. If you're a dentist, you could do this: Buyer's Guide, the top 5 electric toothbrushes of this year, including the one that I use. If I were on my dentist's website and he allowed me to opt in to get a list of his top 5 favorite electric toothbrushes, and he told me the one that he was using or she told me the one that she was using, I would totally opt in for that free report. If you're a life coach, you could do something like this: App Guide, the top 4 iPhone apps for increasing your productivity, including the one that I use every day. People love to learn about new apps and new iPhone apps and new Android apps that will help them be more productive. Everyone's searching for that app that's going to make them more productive. And so if you were a life coach, it would behoove you to make a list of these types of tools that people could benefit from. If you're a marketing agency, you might want to do something like this: the top 5 digital marketing tools for local businesses. Hint, the 3 best ones are free. Right? Like, I would totally opt in for this if I were a local business and I was at a marketing website for local businesses and they were going to tell me the top 5 digital marketing tools for local businesses. If you're a fitness expert, you could do something like this. If you're a fitness expert or a coach or a personal trainer or a gym owner, you could go with something like this: the only 3 pieces of exercise equipment you need in your home. Hint, they all weigh less than 5 pounds. And here's kind of a cool copywriting trick. The cool copywriting trick is that if you say something that's counterintuitive, people will opt in at a higher rate. So for example, it is counterintuitive that the 3 best marketing tools on this list would be free. Right? We normally assume that the best tools are ones you have to pay for. So to say that the 3 best ones are the free ones, that makes people question their assumptions about what they know and be open to the possibility that you're going to tell them something new, and they'll opt in. Also, this drives additional opt-ins, right? It is counterintuitive that you're going to give people a list of weight loss equipment that weightlifting equipment and exercise equipment that weighs less than 5 pounds, because generally exercise equipment is very, very heavy. So if you say, I'm going to tell you the only 3 pieces of exercise equipment you need in your home and it all weighs less than 5 pounds, that makes people question their assumptions about what they believe you're going to tell them and open themselves up to receiving new information, and it increases the likelihood that they'll opt in because you said something counterintuitive. So these are examples of this being applied to different types of businesses, and you surely can think of something for your own business. So I'm going to show you. Again, we created some software called LeadPages. I'm going to show you how you would create something like this in LeadPages, which is, again, the software that we've created. So I'm going to log into LeadPages. I'm going to go to my software here, and I'm going to opt in. And what I can do here is I can go to all the opt-in pages that I can create in LeadPages, and I'm going to sort them by conversion rate. So let's use this landing page template. This is a list of landing page of opt-in pages you can create with LeadPages, and as you can see, there's a whole bunch of them here. Some of them are incredibly beautiful, but let's create one here. So let's say I'm going to create this opt-in page based on this title, right? The top 5 safest credit boosting home loans of this year. So let's say I'm just like in the real estate market. So I'm going to click here. To edit anything, you just click on it. And I'm going to go here. And resource guide, the top 5 safest credit boosting home loans of this year. And I just clicked here to do it. And, I can edit the formatting and stuff. Like, say I want to make this underlined, I can do that. To change out this book, I just click here, and I can find a book. Here's the Pout Pout Fish, but that probably wouldn't make sense here. I can grab this, so the Screaming Deal Report, and it could be about credit boosting home loans. I was just grabbing stuff. And I can change the background. Let's say I want to change the background. I just click here on background. And I would go here and find a real estate related background. And these are all ones that I uploaded, right? These aren't, I can, pull any image off of my computer and upload it. So resource guide, the top 5 safest credit boosting home loans of this year. I might also want to do something like this where the finger is pointing towards it. So I'm just creating this page. And then to integrate it with an email service provider like MailChimp or Aweber or whatever I decide to use, I can just click here and let's see, I'll put in the headline here again. But let's say I want to integrate this with Aweber or Infusionsoft. These are just the ones we use in our own business, but we integrate with a lot more than these for the product. But these are just the ones that I personally use in my own account. And I would just integrate it with a list, click on Customize this form, and immediately, let's see, like enter your email here. Click on OK, and I have to set a thank you page. So when someone opts in, it goes to. So I'll just click on OK, and then here's what's cool. I'm going to click on OK. Let's see. OK, cool. So this is done, and I'm going to click on Save. I'm going to name this Chow Demo 01, and I'm going to click Save, and immediately, this page is live on the internet. So once I create it, it actually generates this page, right? So this page is live on the internet and someone can opt in. And what's really cool is that this page is mobile responsive. So if you wanted to use it on, I don't know, it'll work on people's Android phones, on their tablets, on their iPhones, on their iPads, anywhere, because it is mobile responsive. And here's what's really cool. You can actually take this page and you can publish it to Facebook in 4 clicks. So I'm going to show that to you. Click 1. Oh, I guess I have to log in. Hold on. Let's start all over. So I'm going to close this. Let's go back here, and I'm going to show you how I can publish this to Facebook in 4 clicks. I wasn't logged into Facebook. So here we are. Click 1, click 2, click 3, and click 4. And in 4 clicks, here this is published to Facebook. So if you have like a Facebook page and you want to do it there, whatever you need to do, you can do this. And again, you can publish this to Facebook in 4 clicks. So it's super cool to do, and you can collect additional information like phone number and address and a whole bunch of other things. You can also take this page that we created, and if you want to, you can publish it to WordPress. So if you're a WordPress user, and I'm a WordPress user, I like WordPress, and I'm going to just show you how we would publish this to WordPress. So blog.leadpages.net. I'm just going to log in here to WordPress. So LeadPages comes with, and you don't have to use this with WordPress. Again, you can use it with Facebook. You can download the file and put it on your own server, or you can use our hosting, which comes free with LeadPages. But if I wanted to publish this to LeadPages, I just go here to Add New, and I would just select this page. So all I have to do is select the page that I want to publish to WordPress and assign it a URL like Chow opt-in page, and click Publish. And immediately, this page that we created in LeadPages, sometimes, yeah, immediately this page that we published to LeadPages is now here. And as you can see, it's published to my own domain via WordPress. So you can use WordPress if you want. You can use your own server if you want, right? You can publish it to Facebook, you can publish it to WordPress, or you can use our hosting. So there's a whole bunch of ways to create this kind of page, this kind of resource guide opt-in page. And people are having some amazing results with this kind of page. I want to show you the kind of results people are having. Eric D said this about this kind of page. He said, your resource guide opt-in page and your software got us an 8x improvement over the basic homepage and a 3x improvement over the previous opt-in. I'm barely even using all the features. And I'm getting this result. Brian Schickow said, LeadPages took my opt-in rate from 8.6% to 23% in a single day. Juan Martitigui from Mind Valley Hispano said, these are giving me 3x to 4x conversions against the one I was using before. A couple of tweaks and my biz will make at least 2x the money I was making. Can't tell you how grateful I am for the service you've created. Tara Meese said this, I've been using this for a little over a month now, and I've noticed today that it is accounting for 71% of my new list subscribers. Wow. So these kinds of pages absolutely work. And so just to recap, here's why you should be creating a resource guide squeeze page. If you don't yet have a squeeze page up, you absolutely should, because it takes minutes to set one of these up. You saw me just create one out of thin air, and it doesn't take that much time to create the copy. Again, it took me about 3 minutes to write the copy on this page, and it took me about 3 minutes to create the lead magnet that we give away after someone opts in. And this kind of page converts higher than long-form opt-in pages that require someone to read a lot of text and watch a video. It really converts higher than anything we've ever created before. And so if you already have a squeeze page up, I guarantee you that this kind of squeeze page is going to convert better than anything you're using right now. And you can set one of these up in minutes. So again, the first kind of page that I'm encouraging you to create is the resource guide landing page, or the resource guide, I should probably say the resource guide opt-in page. The second kind of page that I'm going to encourage you to create is the lesson page. Okay, the lesson page. So here's what I mean by lesson page. I'm going to show you the kind of lesson page that I'm referring to. So the first kind of page that I'm encouraging you to create is one of those resource guide opt-in pages, which people can download a list of resources. But then the second kind of page that I'm going to encourage you to create is again, the resource guide, the lesson page. So let me show you that. So um, so this is the a lesson page. And what happens on each of these pages uh, is that people get a lesson. So people get a series of emails that email them to a page like this where they receive a lesson. So basically, someone opts in on this resource guide landing page, and then after they opt in, and let's say they opt in on day 0, right? Because that's the day that they opt into our list. So they opt in on day 0, and then 3 days later, they get email number 1, which takes them to lesson number 1. And so they opt in, and then 3 days after they get lesson number 1, so on day 6, they get lesson number 2. And on day 9, they get lesson number 3. And day 12, they get lesson number 4. So they opt in on this resource guide landing page, and then they get a series of pre-programmed emails that you can have sent out with like Aweber or MailChimp or Infusionsoft or Office Autopilot or whatever you're using. They get this pre-programmed series of lessons that teach them about what you do. And this has made us so much money in our business. And let me describe how. In fact, this kind of page has made us more money in our business than any other kind of page except for our sales page, right? And it would make sense that our sales page would make the most amount of money in our business. But what happens on this kind of page is that basically we teach for about 3 minutes, and then in the 4th minute, we tell people something extra that they'd get if they owned our product. So for example, well, I'll walk you through how to do this. So there's a bunch of reasons why this lesson page works, right? The first reason is that it says that it's part 1 of 6. So when you're emailing people a lesson every 3 days after they opt in, you want to make sure that they don't unsubscribe. So when we say that this is part 1 of 6, part 2 of 6, part 3 of 6, part 4 of 6, part 5 of 6, part 6 of 6, when you tell people that this is part of a series that has 6 parts, they're fine receiving an email every 3 days because they know that at some point you're going to stop emailing them. They know when they get to part 6 that the lesson is over with. So they don't have this thought of, hey, are you just going to be emailing me all the time forever, right? They know that this is part of a lesson series that you're giving them. The second reason why this kind of page works so well is that it has this, this kind of progress bar, right? So it's part of human psychology to not want things to be incomplete. So when you give people a progress bar, they have the tendency to want to complete it, right? They want to get to 100%. So there's a lot of psychology going on here. Another piece of this is that when someone, like with this like button here, when someone likes this page, it actually shows them as liking this page, right? It shows them as liking this page. So that if someone likes, the video on lesson 3, it doesn't mean that their friends will see that they liked lesson 3. It means that it'll show them as liking this page on Facebook so that they can opt in here and go through the entire process, right? If someone comes in on part 3 and they like this page, you want them to like the opt-in page, right? So that their friends don't go directly to lesson 3 and not know what's going on. You want them to like the opt-in page. They'll come in here, opt in, and go through the entire course together, and also so that it builds your list. Also, when they leave a comment here, when someone leaves a comment here, it shows up as a comment that's related to this page, so that if someone leaves a comment, they can end up opting in and going through the entire series rather than just seeing this show up in Facebook. And this isn't going to mean a lot to people unless they go through the entire course. So this kind of page is super ninja. And again, the way it works is we start out with this first page, the resource guide opt-in page. Then someone gets the lead magnet that comes with this, and then every 3 days they're sent a lesson page. So let's talk about how you would set this up in your business. Here's what you would do. Every 3 days, create a video blog post in your business where you teach something that is 100% valuable on its own. Okay, 100% valuable on its own. And then at the end of each video, point out something extra that they would get if they purchased your product. So let's say, for example, that you sell health coaching and health coaching advice. What you would do is you would, during the first 3 minutes of your video, you might talk about your 3 favorite superfoods and why you like them. So you might talk about like maybe kale, and you'd maybe spend a minute talking about kale and the health benefits of kale and maybe how they would prepare it, and how it might give them more energy or more antioxidants. And then you would move to a second superfood, and then you'd move to a third. And so after you've explained your 3 favorite superfoods, you might point out at the very end, in the last 30 seconds, you might point out something extra folks would get if they bought your product. So you'd spend the bulk of the time giving absolute value, and then at the very end, you tell people something extra they would get if they bought your product. Initially, when you send out these video blog posts, let your entire list know about them, right? So here's what you do, right? The very first time you create one of these video blog posts, you put it in your blog, right? And you let your entire list know about it, right? But then, after you've let your entire list know about this and you've emailed your entire list about this, then you take this exact same video and this exact same content and you add it to one of these lesson pages so that everyone who opts in after your initial email blast, everyone who opts in after you let your entire list know about this, finds out about this content, but they find out about it as part of your email follow-up sequence, your pre-programmed email follow-up sequence. And what we found is that when we take the same content that's on a blog post and we add it to one of these lesson pages, that it actually quadruples the conversion rate to the sale from this kind of page. So I'm going to show you how you would create one of these lesson pages as part of your follow-up sequence in LeadPages. So let me just close a bunch of these. So I'm going to go to LeadPages, and I'm going to go to Other. And I'm going to scroll down here, and I'm going to grab this page that's called Video Lesson Page for Autoresponder Follow-Up. And I'm going to click on here. Anytime I want to change something, I just click on it. And I'm going to find my logo. So let's find a logo, or I think there's we could even use the Remax one. So I'm going to use the Remax logo. Let's say I'm creating a home buying course. So like maybe how to buy your first home. And I can change the fonts and the colors and all that, but I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time doing that now. I'm going to set this to, I'm going to turn this off because I don't have anything to put there. And what's really cool is when I change like kind of what parts are being used, like if I say this is part 3 of 4, it zooms to be, or it updates the progress bar to say 75% completed. But then if I say this is part 3 of 8 or 3 of 9, it goes to 33.3% completed. So it updates this progress bar as we go along here. Now I want to put a video in here, so I'm just going to click here. I just clicked on the video area, and let me just go and grab a video. So I'll just grab this video from YouTube. All right, so I'm going to grab this video, and you can put any video in here. You can put in a YouTube video, a Wistia video, a Easy Video Player video, JW Player, like whatever you want. As long as there's embed code, you can put it in here. So let's just get this. Custom size width is 600. So I'm just going to grab this embed code, and I'm just going to plop it right here. So we're building out this page, and if this is a home buying course, and let's say I'm a real estate agent, I might say, click here to book a home viewing with me, right? Something like that. And this might take them to like a scheduling app or something like that. And I'm going to turn off this area. And in fact, I'm just going to turn off Facebook comments. So let's say we don't need Facebook comments. And I'm going to click on Save This Page. I'll save it as vid course Chow demo version 01. I'm going to click on Save. And I'm going to save this page. And I'm just going to click on Publish. And as you can see, this page is now published to the web. How to buy your first home, part 3 of 9, right? I mean, obviously, we'd started at part 1 of 9. As you can see, the page is mobile responsive. And there's a button here that can link to anything you want it to link to, like your shopping cart or a PayPal checkout or whatever you need it to link to. It will link to that. And we are all done here with this page. So again, someone opts in on this page, then it sends them to a free report. Email number 1 goes out, email number 2, and you teach something that is absolutely of value, and then the last minute you tell people something extra they would get if you purchased your thing. So again, with the superfoods example, you might spend 3 minutes talking about your 3 favorite superfoods, and then at the very last minute you might say, if you buy my meal planning course, I'll show you how to incorporate all these meals into your diet. I'll show you how to create a eating plan for your family. We'll create recipes. I'll meet with you one-on-one. And those are all the additional things that you get if you bought my thing. So here's some of the results people are getting. These people say, this just looks much better, and it's been converting better too. Rodney says the results are back from the split test, and this page outperformed the original page by 26%. It went from 31.99% to 40.44%. Google says that the probability that this is out going to perform the original is 99.1. So again, the first page that I showed you how to create is the resource guide opt-in page, and the second page is this lesson page. Now the third page that I'm going to encourage you to create is called the webinar registration page. And so why webinars? Well, webinars are absolutely crushing it right now. People used to think this was a short-term trend, but it's not. Everyone is doing webinars. Software companies are doing webinars. Coaches are doing webinars. Consultants are doing webinars. People who do B2B sales are doing webinars. People who are selling to consumers are doing webinars. Literally, I promise you, the top person in your industry is doing webinars to drive sales, and they're absolutely crushing it. Webinars are amazing. They provide quality traffic, highly qualified traffic, the kind of person who would sign up for a webinar is like the people, those are the people you should absolutely be serving. They convert really well. They're a wonderful way to do partnerships, right? It is unlikely that you can email the top person in your industry and say, hey, will you send everyone to my sales page, right? They're not going to do that. But if you email the top person in your industry and say, hey, can we do a webinar together? The likelihood that they'll tell their audience about a webinar is much higher than them just emailing directly to your sales page. And it doesn't even behoove you to do that in the first place. So webinars are good for traffic, they're good for conversion, they're good for partnerships, and they also allow for quick product creation, right? They help with content block. So a lot of times people have difficulty getting out blog posts, creating info products. However, a good way to sidestep or get around that procrastination is to declare a time that you're going to do a webinar, invite people to it, and show up. And it forces you to deliver that content, to create that course, to create that sales message. It forces you to do whatever you're going to do because you invited people. You have to show up and you have to deliver at that time. So it's just a great way to do that. But let's pretend for a second you don't ever get a single person to show up for your webinars, and your business grows not at all because of your webinar. You never sell anything on a webinar ever. You should still do webinars because webinars are going to grow your list faster than just about anything else. If we go, I'm going to show you some proprietary information. If we go here inside of LeadPages, one of the things you can do with LeadPages is sort the pages by average conversion rate. So we can actually sort the landing page templates in LeadPages by how well they convert. And one thing that you'll find is that the highest converting templates here, the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that literally 8 of the top 10 highest converting landing pages in LeadPages, right? 8 of the top 10 highest converting pages are webinar registration pages. Webinar registration pages convert so high. In fact, with a few of these templates at the top, the average conversion rate for these pages is above 50%, which means if you include everyone in LeadPages who uses these pages, the average conversion rate is about 50%. So half the people who see the page end up opting in. In fact, the registration rate for this webinar that we're doing was about 60%. That's how well the opt-in page converted. So let's go into one of our webinar registration pages and break down why it converts so well. Again, these are some of the highest converting pages in the industry. So actually, let me go let me just save this. So let's go 29. So actually, I'm going to show you why this kind of page converts so well. Let me just save this page. Chow webinar. I'm going to save it. Hold on, let me just integrate this. I'm just creating this page very, very quickly. And actually, let me go back here. I want to do this a different way. So let's use Infusionsoft, and let's do this. Customize the form, and let's see. Enter your email here. All right, so let me just create the thank you page. I'm just creating this page very, very quickly, and I'll show you more about what I'm doing here later in a second. LeadPages.net. Click on save. Chow webinar V2. All right. All right. So let me just publish this page. So this page, this is how quickly. Oh shoot, I used the wrong URL. All right. So here we are. So there's a number of reasons. Let me just change one more thing, just so I can demonstrate this example. All right, 29. All right, so let me regenerate this page, save it. All right, awesome. So, all right, so we saved it with like a countdown timer, because here's what I want to show you. So there's a bunch of reasons why this page converts so well. The first reason why it converts so well is that it's mobile responsive. And you'll notice most of the webinar pages that people use, the vast majority, 99% of them, are not mobile responsive. So just having something that's mobile responsive is going to put you head and shoulders above the competition. The second reason why a page like this converts so well, the second reason is that it has a countdown timer. And what we're finding is that across the board, when you add a countdown timer to something, conversions increase. So the reason for that is because this countdown timer is moving. And just for everyone who's wondering, we're going to end, like we said, this is a 90-minute webinar. We're going to end at in about another half an hour. So anyway, so the second reason why this converts so well is that there is a countdown timer. And when something is moving on the page, people tend to look at it longer. So all things considered, people are going to spend more time looking at something when it's moving. So people are drawn to this movement and they tend to stay on the page longer because the human eye is drawn to things that move. And the longer someone is on the page, the more likely they are to opt in. There's just a correlation between how long someone spends on the page and the likelihood that they'll opt in. Also, when there's a countdown timer, this serves as a very, very concrete way of creating urgency, right? So someone might not know what January 20th is, but they do know what 16 days, 22 hours, 2 minutes, and 16 seconds is, right? So this is very concrete. Like, I will know, when it says it's happening in 3 days, 22 hours, 2 minutes, and 3 seconds. That's very real to me. 2 days from now is real to me. January 25th isn't. And I believe, we can definitely, I think we can definitely sync up the timer with, hold on, we set this to like the 29th. So we could definitely, just to change this, we'd be like December. Just to edit something, we just click on it and then we edit it. So December 29th, right? That would be a horrible time to do the webinar on New Year's Eve, but just to make the countdown timer sync up with the date. That's what we do. So the second reason why this converts so well is that there's a countdown timer. And I often say, like, if I owned a bar, I would have a countdown timer on the bar pointing outside towards the street. And the countdown timer, like when the bar opened in the morning, or in the morning, the countdown timer would be counting down to when the bar opens. And after the bar opened, the countdown timer would be counting down to happy hour. And once the happy hour was over with, I'd have that countdown timer pointing out to the street. I'd have it counting down to when happy hour is over with. And when happy hour is over with, I'd have that countdown timer counting down to when the bar closes. And then after the bar closes, I'd have that countdown timer counting down to when the bar opens again the next day. And I probably create a lot of alcoholics that way. But countdown timers are super, super powerful for increasing conversions. The next reason why this page converts so well is that it has a two-step opt-in process. So step one is someone clicks on the button, and step two is someone opts in. So the reason why this converts so well, and the reason why having a two-step opt-in process skyrockets your conversions, is that when someone goes to a page, they are making a determination about whether or not that's a giving page or a taking page, okay? A giving page or a taking page. And when someone comes to a web page and they don't see the opt-in box there, it looks like a giving page. But if you ask them to opt in only after they've asked for the opportunity to opt in, then they'll respect you a lot more, right? Also, when you have a two-step opt-in process, it creates behavioral inertia, and it creates like a yes ladder, right? So if you can get someone to say yes at a low level of commitment by clicking this button, the likelihood that they'll say yes at a greater level of commitment by opting in increases. If you can get someone to say yes at a low level of commitment, or commit at a very low level of commitment by clicking this button, the likelihood that they'll commit at this level increases. Salespeople often refer to this as a yes ladder. If they can get you to say yes to one thing, the likelihood that they'll get you to say yes to the next thing increases, right? I often say that if every single person made a decision about whether or not they wanted to opt into your list, you would have the largest list in the world, right? If everyone had to make a decision about whether or not to opt into your list, you'd have the largest list in the world. And what this does is it forces people to make a decision, right? So if you just have the opt-in box right here on the page, people could browse around, read a few different things, and then leave. However, if once someone clicks here, they have to make a decision one way or another about whether or not they're going to opt in. They can't just browse anymore and leave. They have to make a decision one way or another. And by forcing that decision to a head, you increase your conversion rate. Another reason why this converts so well is that it has this mind map in the background. And we tell people that if they opt in, they'll get the mind map. And a lot of times people will opt in because they see this blurred out mind map and they can kind of read what's on here, but they can't read everything that's on here. They can kind of make out, but it drives curiosity, and people will opt in to get that mind map. So there's a whole bunch of reasons why this converts so well. And I just described a bunch of them. And it's really easy to edit this kind of page. Again, you can change the color scheme. Um, like if I wanted to make this a black background, I'd just go like that. If I wanted to change the font, I'd do that. It's very easy to edit anything you want to on this page. If I want to change out this picture, I would just go here and, I'd find this picture of John Chow. And if I wanted to, change this text, I'd just click here and type in John Chow. And so it's really easy I can change any element of it basically. And what's really cool about this page is that it's very easy to integrate it with whatever autoresponder service you're using. So here I'm using it with Infusionsoft, and you can use it with a bunch of different things. These are just the ones we use in our own business, but we integrate with a whole bunch of other ones. And if we want to integrate it with GoToWebinar, all I do is add it here. And this means that when someone opts in here, they're not only added to our Aweber list or our Infusionsoft list, but it's also adding them to GoToWebinar, which is super, super cool. So I'm going to click Save. So these kinds of pages are absolutely, absolutely crushing it. So here's what I recommend you do with respect to our overall system. I encourage you to do one webinar in your business every 2 weeks, even if you're only doing Q&A webinars to build your list, right? Because these are going to build your list faster than just about anything else. I encourage you to do these webinars live to get practice presenting to people. They're going to convert better, and you can directly answer people's questions when you're doing them. And I encourage you to invite people to the third email in your sequence. So the first web page we talked about was this resource guide opt-in page. The second page we talked about was the lesson page. After someone's viewed your third lesson, I encourage you to invite them to a webinar right here on day 10 of the process and run your webinar then. And I showed you how to create these kinds of pages in LeadPages. Here's some of the results people are getting with these pages. Ryan Dice says, a few weeks ago I held a webinar and the registration page converted at 72%. This was by far the highest converting landing page I've ever tested. Confession, I didn't design it and neither did my webmaster, but I was able to make it in about 3 minutes using LeadPages. And LeadPages creates way more than just webinar pages. I'm able to create squeeze pages, thank you pages, video pages, and more in just a few minutes. This is Samantha Hartley. She said, by the way, when we switched from our old page to this one, we doubled the conversion rate. Andy Andrews said this, we got a 70% plus conversion with that template. I guess that means my copy's as good as Ryan Dice's. He can't blame me for dreaming, right? So these pages are by far the highest converting webinar registration pages in the industry. They're out converting just about everything else. We've never lost a split test with these webinar registration pages. So the final page that I'm going to encourage you to create is a sales page, and I'm just going to show you, a lot of people overcomplicate their sales pages, and I'm just going to show you my favorite sales page right now. So if I go here, I can find the sales pages. Let's just go here to sales pages. So my favorite sales page is, it's called video sales page number 3. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to find a logo. It's waiting all the images for the images in my account to load. So I've got like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of images. Oh, let's go find one. Here's one. So it's the Remax logo. Let's go with this theme. I might say like, home, get this amazing home buying course. And then put the sub headline here. I don't know. We could even leave it blank if we wanted to. I might say open for the next 3 days, something like that. And to put the video here, again, it supports Vimeo, Wistia, Easy Video Player, YouTube, whatever you want. So I'll just click here and I'll just grab any old video from YouTube. So here's one with comedian Bill Burr. Just grab this one. So I'll go to share. I'll get the embed code. And it even tells you what it should be. So it says the width should be 587. So just grab this, 587. Grab this embed code, put it here, and then click here to add to cart now. So I'm actually going to make this link to, I could make it link to homebuyingcourse.com. Click on OK, and click on Save. Chow VSL. And so I'm going to click on here. And one really cool thing that I can do here is I can make it so that this area right here does not appear until the part of the video where there's a call to action. So here's what I mean. We have found that it, in many cases, doubles your conversion rate if you don't make this button appear until you've gotten to the part of your sales video where you are actually encouraging people to buy. So let's say you have a 5-minute sales video, and in the first 4 minutes, you're sort of explaining who you are, your background, your philosophy, your approach, maybe your education, your training. And in that last minute of your sales video, you're telling people the price, your guarantee, any bonuses you have, any results people have gotten, and you're actually encouraging people to buy your product. If you wait to show this add to cart button until you've actually gotten to the call to action part of your video, then your conversion rate in many cases will double. So I'm going to go here to fade inbox, and let's say we wanted this to appear 4 minutes into the video. Well, actually, let's say just for the sake of demonstrating it, I'll set it so that this doesn't appear until 12 seconds into the video. And I'm going to save this page. So it's saving right now. And I'm going to go to publish here. And then check this out. So the call to action part isn't here. And then now it appears. So this call to action doesn't appear until we told it to, right? So it's not here at first, right? The call to action part isn't here, and then 12 seconds after the page is loaded, the call to action is going to appear. All right, so that's when it appears. And so that's called a magic buy button. And magic buy buttons can get people amazing results. In fact, here's what Digital Marketer Labs has said about magic buy buttons. Magic buy buttons, when it comes to variables that whisper, rarely do you find one that doubles conversions, but the magic buy button does. When the order button isn't visible when the prospect first arrives, your video sales page looks like regular content, not a sales page. When your video sales letter reaches its call to action, shazam, your buy button magically appears. But prospects have kept an open mind throughout the video. So your prospects keep an open mind throughout the majority of your sales video, right? They're keeping an open mind. This looks like regular content. And then when you get to the sales part of your sales video, that's when it actually appears, right? So this in your video might be 4 minutes into the video, and that's when it would appear, and this can double your conversion rate. And here's what someone said about this just the other day. They said, "Thanks so much, Clay. You and your team rock. I just signed up earlier today, and within a couple of minutes had my video sales page up. Love the service, and I highly, highly recommend it." So this is absolutely wonderful, and it's getting people amazing results. So the 4 pages we've suggested here are the resource guide squeeze page, or the resource guide, I might say the resource guide opt-in page, the lesson page, the webinar registration page, and the video sales page, okay, the video sales page. And so I want to talk for a second now about why I created LeadPages. I created LeadPages because I saw so many amazing entrepreneurs who had huge, huge, huge gifts to give to the world, but were stopping short of giving that gift to the world because they were just being beat up over and over and over again by technical challenge after technical challenge. They had amazing stuff they wanted to get out into the universe and into the world, but they were stopped because something as simple as getting up a web page sometimes would be something that would keep them up late at night, right? They'd miss appointments with their family and with their children because they'd be up late at night getting this stuff done. They'd miss work because something technical that was simple would just keep them up. I also created LeadPages because I saw marketers with better marketing but inferior products. I saw these kinds of like professional marketers beating people who had superior products but couldn't get the conversion rates of those professional marketers. And I wanted LeadPages to be a conversion lab where just the average person, the average online business person could get better rates than professional marketers that were competing with them, so that the folks with the best product would win, not necessarily the people with the biggest marketing team. So I want to invite you to join LeadPages today by going to leadpages.net/chow. And I actually have some bonuses for people who purchase LeadPages before this webinar is over with. And in fact, these are bonuses only for people who get LeadPages on today's webinar before the webinar is over with. So the first bonus that you're going to get is that we're going to design a beautiful resource list lead magnet for you, or a beautiful resource guide opt-in page. So remember when I said that this is the highest converting evergreen web page we've ever created? Well, when people opt in here, we give them a list of resources. And so what we'll do is when you buy LeadPages today, on this webinar, we'll actually take a list of resources that you want to let your market know about, and we'll create this beautiful, we'll create a list of resources for you. So a page like this or a page like this, where after someone opts in, you can give them a beautiful PDF to download that will tell them everything they need to get started. So we'll actually create the lead magnet for you right after they opt in. The second thing that you'll get when you join on today's webinar is you'll get our webinar course. So for a couple years, about 2 years, I sold a course on how to create webinars, on how to craft those webinars, on the technology to use on those webinars, how to structure your webinars so that they convert well. I will give you, when you purchase today on this webinar, I will give you this webinar course, this course on how to do webinars. And that is a $197 value. We sold this for $200 for a number of years. The next thing I'll give you when you purchase on today's webinar before the webinar ends is I'll give you 5 free landing page critiques. So we will actually critique personally 5 landing pages that you create with LeadPages. So we'll critique those for you. And this alone justifies the entire price of LeadPages. And in many cases, we will actually rewrite your landing pages. We'll actually review your copy and give you free copywriting training. The next thing that you'll get is you'll get our landing page course. So we actually created a course on how to think about landing pages, how to write copy for them, all that stuff. So you'll get this landing page course. The next thing that you'll get is you'll get the pre-sell formula, okay, the pre-sell formula. And the pre-sell formula is something that we sold for a long time for $1,000. It was actually what we are known for when we did marketing training. The pre-sell formula shows you how to co-create a product with your audience, how to build a list, how to co-create a product with that audience, and then pre-sell that product to your audience before you've created it. So it's about how to build a list, how to brainstorm what product to make for that list with the list itself, and then pre-sell that product to your list before you've even made it, so that you're profitable before you even create that product. And here's one of the case studies from the pre-sale formula. This is Kim West. She's a sleep coach, and she used the pre-sale formula to build up a list of about 750 people, and then she pre-sold that list of 750 people a course on how to do sleep coaching and on how to, on sleep coaching. And she made $71,000. And she said each person on the interest list was worth about $95. Here's someone else. This is Peter Durand. And Peter Durand used the pre-sale formula to get 99 people into his membership site before he even created it. And he said it was amazing to watch all these people sign up before we even made the course. He said in a few months we brought in right around $45,000. And we couldn't have done this without the pre-sale formula. So these are all the bonuses that you get when you go to leadpages.net/Chow and purchase LeadPages. And I'm getting a bunch of questions in here that I want to answer. The first question I'm getting is, people are saying they're going to leadpages.net/Chow, and it's redirecting them to the sales page. And that's absolutely right. When you go to leadpages.net/Chow, it will direct you to the sales page, because when you go to leadpages.net/Chow, it's tagging you so that you get all these bonuses. So when you go to leadpages.net/Chow, it will take you back to the sales page, and that's what it's supposed to do, so that we tag you to ensure that you get these bonuses. So I just want to make sure that you have access to this URL. So I'm just going to put it in the chat area. I'm going to put leadpages.net/Chow, leadpages.net/Chow. Okay. So that's the first question we're getting. The second question we're getting is, people are saying, how much does this cost? And so I'm going to actually recommend, we have a number of price points. We have annual and monthly, and we have a pro and standard. So what I'm going to recommend that you get is, you can actually go here and toggle between annual and monthly. And what I'm going to recommend you do is get the 197 version of it, the standard annual version. And so there's two reasons why I would suggest you get the $197 version. The first reason is that the $197 version, the standard annual, comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if this is just something you want to try, if you're not sure it's right for you and you just want to try it, then LeadPages annual is perfect for you. If you don't like it, just let us know within 30 days, and we'll give you your money back. The other reason to get this is that when you get LeadPages annual, it's actually over, it says 50%, but it's actually about a 60% discount over if you paid monthly. So it's $37 a month, or it's $197 per year. And so you actually save 60% when you get this. So the worst case scenario is you don't like it and we give you all your money back. The best case scenario is that you like it and you save 60%. So, so I'm going to suggest the $197 version. So these are all the bonuses you get when you purchase. And now I want to go in and I'm just going to answer a whole bunch of questions, So one question people are having is, they're saying, can I use this with multiple domains? Can I use this with multiple domains, and can I use this with clients? And so the answer to that question is that we actually have an unlimited promise. And that means that with LeadPages, you can create an unlimited number of pages. You can deploy those pages to an unlimited number of domains, and you can get an unlimited amount of traffic to those pages. So you can create an unlimited number of pages. Those pages can get an unlimited amount of traffic to them, and you can deploy them to an unlimited number of domains, including client domains. So we had someone the other day who was approached by someone who is willing to pay $10,000 to have the conversion rate, their opt-in rate on their site doubled. So our client got paid $10,000 to double the opt-in rate of one of their clients' websites. And what they did was they just used LeadPages out of the box. They deployed and they went into LeadPages. They went to our landing pages. Inside of LeadPages, you can go here and you can sort these. Like if you went to opt-in pages, you can sort them by conversion rate. You can grab the highest converting page that is here. In this case, this looks like the highest converting page, and this was actually one that Jeff Walker used in his product launch formula. So you can sort them by what's converting best across the platform right now. They deployed it, and it worked. And they actually tripled their clients' conversion rate. So everyone was happy there, right? Their client was happy because their client was willing to pay $10,000 to double their conversion rate, and they actually tripled it for them. So their client was happy. They were happy because they, made hundreds of times ROI on their investment in LeadPages, and we were happy because we got to help out our client. So yes, you can deploy these to unlimited domains. You can create an unlimited number of pages as well. Another question someone's asking is they're saying, what services does this integrate with? So I'm going to go and go to our sales page and scroll down here. So we integrate with One Shopping Cart, Infusionsoft, MailChimp, Office Autopilot, GetResponse, Constant Contact, Aweber, GoToWebinar, One Automation Wiz, iContact, and SendReach. So these are the ones we integrate with, but we actually integrate with a lot more than this. So if you don't see what you're using on this list, that's okay. It'll probably still work with us, and just contact support after you purchase, and they'll help you set up that integration. So great question there. Another question that people are asking is, how do I get the bonuses? So let me just tell you how to get those bonuses. So after you purchase, you'll be sent in your login details. So after you purchase, you'll be sent immediately. You'll be sent your login details. So just send those login details, just like forward that email that you get after you purchase. Just forward your login details to contact at av81, and I'm just going to send this to everyone. Just send your login details, and you can even delete your password. We don't need to see your password, but just forward that email where you have your login details to contact at av81.com, and we will ensure that you get those bonuses. But we're probably going to be sending out those bonuses on Monday or Tuesday of next week. So we're going to wait a couple days, and we're going to send those out. So again, these are bonuses. These are bonuses that you get when you purchase on this webinar before it's over. And the reason we have to limit this is because a few things on here take our time. So if we're going to create a lead magnet for you where you give us a list of resources that you want people to know about, we have to take our designer, right? Our amazing designer who designed this page and the rest of our website. We have to take our designer and have them build this for you. Also, if we do 5 landing page critiques for you, this takes our time, and it takes my time. And so my wife would kill me if I gave this to everyone who ever purchased, because I'd be spending my entire life doing nothing but creating landing page critiques. So again, these are bonuses for people who purchase on this webinar at leadpages.net/Chow. Here's another question I'm getting that I want to make sure I'm answering. Someone says, will this work with other landing page plugins. Or LeadPages isn't just a landing page plugin, but it does work. It does work on WordPress, and so people are asking, does this conflict with any other WordPress theme or any other WordPress plugin or anything like that? And the answer is that LeadPages works alongside whatever you're using. So if you have some other plugin that you're using, or any other solution, we coexist with all our competitors. We coexist with all WordPress plugins and all WordPress themes. So there's literally no software that you could be using that conflicts with this. So there will be no conflict. So whatever you're using now, if you're using something else that maybe does something else in your business, LeadPages will coexist with that. Someone else is saying, someone says, I bought. Awesome. In fact, I want to thank a whole bunch of people who have purchased so far. There's just a whole bunch of people who have decided to join us today. And I'm just going to read some shout outs. So I want to thank Timo Tepi F, who joined us, Michael M, who just joined us, Jeanette H, who just joined us, Rodney T, who just joined us, Brett M, who just joined us, Monica Y, who just joined us. Let's see. Penny W, who just joined us, and everyone else who joined us at leadpages.net/Chow. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's see. A whole bunch of other questions have come in. Someone says, can I get so going back here, if you go to, sorry, if I come back here and I go to leadpages.net /Chow, and I come here and I go here, someone says, should I get the monthly or should I get the annual, and can I upgrade later? So the answer is that yes, you can upgrade from monthly to yearly later, but I don't encourage it. And here's why. The way this works is that if somebody purchases the monthly and then they upgrade to annual later, there's no like reimbursement for what you already paid. We simply, if you buy monthly and then you buy annual, we charge you an extra $197 and we add that on to what you've already paid. So for example, let's say you're with us for 3 months. Let's say you start out month to month and you're with us for 3 months at $37. That's already about $120. That's already over half of the annual. So if you're with us for 3 months at $37 and then you switch to annual, what we do is we charge you another $197 on top of the $120 that you've already paid us, and we add another 12 months to what you've already paid. So we absolutely give you credit for what you've paid for, but when you upgrade to annual, we charge you $197, we charge you for another 12 months, but you've already paid over half of what it would cost for annual. So we absolutely encourage you to get the annual. And the way this works, guys, is that you don't even have to ask someone to unsubscribe from LeadPages. You don't even need to write to support. If you don't like it, if it's not working for you, you can simply cancel from within the app. So if it's awesome for you, if you like it, then that's awesome. You've saved 60%. If you don't like it, you can get your money back immediately, and it's all automated through the app. So if you're wondering if this is right for you, I'd encourage you to join us today on this webinar while these bonuses are actually available. Because when this webinar is over with, these bonuses are no longer available. So if you're wondering if this is right for you, I absolutely encourage you to join us now. I'm going to go back into the questions and start asking them. Okay. Someone says, can we pay with PayPal? The answer is no. We've had some issues with PayPal, so we don't. We work with Visa, Mastercard. Um, let's see what we have here. Um, we support American Express, Visa, Mastercard, and Discover. So those are the ones we support, but we don't support PayPal. Um, let's see. Uh, someone says, let's see. Someone says, Clay, I would like to join if I know it will help with what I'm trying to sell, my books on Kindle and Nook. So yeah, we absolutely have stuff to support authors that sell books on Kindle and Nook. In fact, we have so many different kinds of pages in here that help with so many different things. So for example, let me just show you here under sales pages, we actually have a page that's just for ebook authors, and this is one that Pat Flynn used, and we created based on what he does. So this is a great little template. It's actually a mini site for book authors. So you can have your book up here. People can opt in to get the first chapter of your book if they want. We've got, hold on, just, yep, so you can have links here to Amazon and to your Nook link so people can buy from there. There's room for testimonials. There's room for you to include the Twitter conversation about what you're doing. You can have a video here, and you can turn off these sections. Like if you don't want this section, you can just turn it off like that. You can give people a glimpse of what's in the book. You can have a little about the author thing. And again, you can build your list off this by having people click here to get a free copy of the book. So we have templates in here for so many different purposes. I'll show you some of the templates we have. In here, we've got About Me pages. We have 404 pages. We have pages for launches, pages for, we even have a domain for sale page. Like if you have some domains that you're using that you want to sell. The other day, I sold one of my domains for $500, and every other month or so, I end up selling a domain of mine for $500 because I'll put this on the home page of the domain. Let's see, what else do we have? We've got sales pages. We've got double opt-in registration pages. We have pages for doing Google Hangouts. So if you want to do Google Hangouts with LeadPages, you absolutely can, right? So you don't even have to pay for webinar software. We've got these gorgeous kind of like mini site pages. So if you want to, here's kind of a longer form page for doing webinars. For giving away a free report. It kind of has this nice Web 3.0 design. We have launching soon pages. We have pages for, this is a podcast page. So if you want to get people to opt in and subscribe to you on iTunes and leave a review of your podcast, you can do that. There are so many different types of pages in here that can help you out. We have upsell pages. We have this page here for, someone can fill out a survey, and here there's just so many different things that we have in here. Like as you can see here, you can really just scroll and scroll, and as far as the eye can see, there are landing page templates, and we're always adding to these. Here's one that a lot of people like. And Jeff Walker used this in his recent product launch, formula launch. You probably, I don't know what the frame rate is on displaying this, but you can probably see there's a video background. So we've got these cool video background pages that have absolutely been crushing it for us recently in terms of conversion rate. Like people just love, I don't know, whatever it is about this video background page gets people to opt in. So there's so many different kinds of pages here, and we're adding them every single week. Here's a thank you page for a webinar. So after someone registers for a webinar, they can click here, and you can actually tie it to a calendar app so that people can download the calendar service. So it's super cool in that regard. It's just, I don't know, we have so many different kinds of pages in here. And so just a couple things I want to say about what we're adding and the price. So we are adding every single week, we're adding new templates. And so you'll constantly see new things being added. The second thing that I want to tell you is that the price will never, ever, ever go up for you. It'll go up for other people, but it'll never go up for you. So as we add value to LeadPages, your price stays the same. So for example, when you purchase at $197 a year, it will never go up to costing more than $197 a year for you. But it will, the cost of LeadPages will inevitably go up for other people. So for example, back in the day, we offered LeadPages for $17 a month. Like when we first started, like a year ago, it was $17 a month. And the people who bought LeadPages at $17 a month they keep on staying in at $17 a month, and they literally never have to pay more for LeadPages. It will forever cost them only $17 a month. And same for you, if you buy it $37 a month or $197 a month, you can continue getting it at that rate. Even when we have hundreds of landing page templates in there, it will continue to cost the same amount for you. So that's kind of cool. What other questions do we have here? Someone says, what? People are saying, thanks, I'm really enjoying this. Someone says, how about MLM? Yeah, we have lots of people who use our service that are with an MLM. Yes, LeadPages works with a debit card. If you use Visa or MasterCard, whatever, as long as it has one of those logos on there, it's going to be okay. Someone else says, the bonus is only for today, sir. Yeah, so the bonuses actually expire when this webinar is over with. And we're probably going to wrap up this webinar in about 5 minutes. But yes, the bonuses are only for people who purchase on this webinar. Someone says, let's see. Someone says, I don't have a product to sell. Can I use this for selling affiliate products? Absolutely. I'd say a good, 10 to 15% of our customers are affiliate marketers and don't have a product of their own to sell, but use this to sell affiliate products. Let's see. Someone says, you guys are awesome. I was wishing for this for so long. Thank you, John Chow, for showcasing Clay Collins. Awesome. That is super, super nice of you to say this. Someone says, I am in. Thank you. Awesome. Someone says, I'm already a LeadPages user. Thank you for this great webinar. Well, thank you for showing up. I really appreciate you coming and hearing this stuff. So just a shout out to a few more people who joined us. Thanks to, oh man, just a whole bunch of awesome people are joining. Thanks to Stephen S. for joining. Thanks to Arthur R. for joining. Thanks to Kirk R. for joining. Jan K. just joined us. Tim W. just joined us. Terry H. who just joined us. Ricardo F. just joined us at Pro Annual. Awesome. Thanks to Fred F. who just joined us. Katrina L. who just joined us. And Sherelle J. who just joined us. And a bunch of other people. Rena E. And everyone else who joined us. I want you to know that our customer support team and everyone on our team. We're a 30-person company at this point, and we're growing, but our entire team is here to support you. The truth is that we don't continue to stay in business unless you make several multiples of what you pay for LeadPages. So if you pay $200 a year for LeadPages, we have to ensure that you make several times that back in order for us to stay in business, because we thrive on people staying with us, and people staying with us past the 30-day money-back guarantee period. So our support team is here to help you, to ensure you get results. You can ask them questions about a wide range of things. And it is, we are absolutely aligned with you. We are absolutely in this to get you results and to ensure that you get results with this. So our support team will stop at nothing to help you out, and to ensure you get the results that you need. Let's see. A bunch more people are joining. Olga, I just joined. Merlandre B just joined us. And Ted K. I don't want to get all QVC on this, but thanks to everyone who joined us so far, and all you're doing. And we look forward to working with you. We look forward to the road ahead. Someone says, "Wow, nice tips and info, sir. Awesome." Let's see. This has been a great webinar. Can we get the bonuses after I've created my info products? So in order to get the bonuses, you need to purchase today, but you can use them anytime you want them. Someone says, just joined. Awesome. Someone says, awesome. Yeah, people are just saying really nice things. Someone says, Terry H, and I'm a girl. Awesome. Thanks for tonight's webinar. Anyway, so just a bunch of good stuff here, and I just want to thank everyone for their awesome comments, for your time. I want to thank John for the opportunity to be here, and to just interact with your amazing audience that you've collected here, and just for the opportunity. I really appreciate it. So we'll go ahead and wrap up here. If you're cool with that, John, I don't know if you have anything else to add, but I think we're good. I think
I think we're good too, Claire. I want to thank you very much for coming and sharing with my readership. I got great value out of it. I'm sure they did as well. And yeah, so like I said, I've been LeadPage customer for a good over half year now, and the service you guys provide, and you just keep adding to it every single day. Every time I log in, I see something new. Like last time I saw Lead Magnet, you got something called Lead something. You added something new recently too.
Yeah, we added lead boxes,
Yeah, Lead
which
boxes.
is
That's right. I gotta get into that.
yeah, lead boxes. I can show people lead boxes, which is we're really super proud of lead boxes. Basically, lead boxes allows you to connect any link to a lead capture box. So, for example, like we added right here, this is just an image on the sidebar of your blog, and if you click on here, like when I click on here, an opt-in box appears. So lead boxes allows you to create an opt-in box which you can link to anything. So if I wanted to just in the middle of my blog post, here I can show everyone this. Let's say I was guest posting on John Chow's blog. I could have a bio at the very bottom that says something like this. Let me find it. Let me find this. Cat put her bio here. So you could say something like, Clay Collins is a writer at LeadPages. Click here to join the list. And then when I click here, it just appears. You can link any text on any blog or any image to an opt-in box that you can put anywhere. So you don't even need a landing page. And so that's another thing that we add. And we're constantly adding things to this, because we know that in order to stay relevant in the marketplace and to continue to be worthy of your business, that we need to continue to provide value. So it's our #1 priority to continue providing value.
Yeah, like I said, I just started playing with the lead box, and I could see there's so much potential in that little piece of software that software that you created.
Yeah, we're having a lot of fun with it. So anyway, I just want to thank you for having me on, and it sounds like people have gotten good value out of this, and you know, I'm really grateful for the opportunity to do this with you. So thank you.
All right, thank you very much. So, like I said, we're going to be signing off right now. So, if you do want to take advantage of this bonus that Clay has created for us, you got to do it, I guess, over the next few minutes. So, because we actually went over time a little bit, so we do apologize for that. But this is another great webinar. Thank you, Clay. Thank you everyone for coming, and I look forward to seeing you guys in a future webinar.
All right, take care. Bye,
Take
everyone.
care. Bye bye.